Yes, welcome. And on Book Chat this morning, we will be spotlighting Couples Waiting Room. It's a book by Abiola Alabi. She is a speaker and a professional mental health counselor. She is also a member of the British Institute of Fertility. But we want to talk about her book and the inspiration behind it. You are welcome, Abiola, or should I just shorten it to Abiola? Which is it?
No, it's not Abiola, it's Bumi.
Bumi, rather. Bumi Alabi, rather.
Alabi, yes.
Now, hey, it's great to have you here on the show today. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, I have a very interesting, what do you call it, about this book. And I find it very interesting that you came from the angle of couples and not just the woman. Because mostly when we talk about waiting room, it's often just referred to as a woman's instance and all. But your experience, inspired by your experience and everything, fantastic. But what made it very important that you had to put out this information?
Okay. Thank you for having me once again. Actually, the story behind this book is something different, and I never planned it. Actually, I run a singles organization, so I was planning a book for singles waiting room, for singles who are of age and are trying to find a partner. But just recently, towards the end of last year, I just got an inspiration about couples who are in this same category, who are in the waiting room. I've done something about this for like 4 or 5 years ago, about a couple who were waiting. I never knew they'd been waiting for a baby for 18 good years. So when I saw them, the way they relate, the way they relate with children, I was thinking maybe they have grown-up kids around. I never knew that they were waiting for 18 years. 18 years. So I went to interview them. That was 6 years ago. So recently I was not talking about how I waited for some years, because I waited. I waited for some years.
How long did you wait for?
We waited. It was just like 2 years. But that 2 years was like forever. You understand? So I knew what I went through during that 2 years of my waiting. Now,
in your book, especially in the second chapter, you, in fact, in the first chapter, you focused on the foundation of marriage as it all. The importance of marriage, the importance of the relationship between a man and a woman while they wait. Now, this process, how tedious could it be in your experience and as you put it in the book?
Well, in the book, I talk about the foundation, the main thing why people should get married.
Why did you get married?
Yeah, why did you get married? Because, you know, people get married for different reasons. Some want to get married because of pressure from the society, from the family, you know, because people are doing it because they want to travel, for different reasons, you understand? But once you understand the reason why you want to get married, this is going to be like a bonding between the couple. It's going to bond the marriage together.
And while you're waiting, you also highlighted what people should do, what their disposition should be. One of those was enjoyment.
Yeah.
How important is this? Because that was very interesting, because we know the stresses that this kind of an instance can put on a couple. It can really erode their passion for each other. But one of your factors that people have to focus on is enjoyment. So if you'd highlight exactly what you meant by that, please.
Yeah, I put in my book that there are 3 major reasons why people should, as in what people should do in marriage. As in marriage is for companionship, for compatibility, you understand? Compatibility, and also for enjoyment. So part of the ways you can enjoy marriage is through sex. But people believe that, okay, you just want to get married because you want to have kids.
Well, in the African context, that's exactly what it is. Oh, you're getting married, okay. Even the MC at the wedding says, so in 9 months we'll be hearing. So there is a big
that's a societal pressure which everybody faces. But the reality is, it doesn't happen that way. We all expected, okay, after 9 months, you should come back to eat rice for the naming. But it doesn't work out that way.
So from what you're saying is, and you did say that already in the book, by the way, Couples Waiting Room, you said you have to, first of all, sit down and understand why
you're getting married.
This has to be something that not just one party understands, but both of you agree on. We're getting married because we love each other, for instance.
Because that is what is going to keep you when things are not working the way you expected. The basic thing, the basic reason why you are getting married.
So in your experience, would you say that divorces or breakups happen because people do not have the right interests in getting married? That they went into marriage wrong? Because if children are the basis for this is why we're getting married, and if that doesn't happen, then what's the point? That's
the truth, because people get married for different reasons. So when the reason is not being met, then they ask themselves, okay, why am I still in this marriage? because they go there for an expectation that is different from what they are saying. So when the reality sets in, then they opt for divorce.
Okay. You also talked about lifestyle while you're waiting. What to adopt, how to go about your lifestyle, how to form, what to make your interests as you're waiting for a child. Now, this is very important, whether you like it or not, because the pressures of waiting for a child, and then what else? Is that what your life is only going to be about? So there has to be something that you would actually do as a couple that would continue to keep your love growing and all of that.
Yeah. You know, people, as in going into marriage, like we said earlier, that it's for different reasons. But there are some things that will keep you going, like your lifestyle, as what you adopt, your eating, and your diet. Those are the things that are going to enhance, as in your fertility. You understand? So then, as a therapist, I understand that there are still more things to the waiting period. That is your mental health, which is very, very important. The mental health of the woman, especially, because there are so many things that goes through the mind of the woman. So many things around that could affect the mental health. Is it the treatment? You know, is it the pressure that the people face? Is it the shame, the disappointment, monthly disappointment? So this thing affects the woman, especially. It affects her.
So during that,
how to cope with that mental health, how to build a stable mental health while in the waiting room is very, very important.
So while that is happening, what are the responsibilities of the man in this situation regarding mental health?
Yeah, the man has to be there for the wife. The man has to be, because most times men believe that waiting for a child is a woman thing. Like it's about the woman.
Real quick, I just wanted to ask, medicine while waiting. We have to round up, but I'm gonna. This is a very important bit. Now, what is the what should the couple be focusing on when it comes to medicine and waiting for a child?
Medicine.
Yes, that's in the medical
treatment. The treatment
you talk about medical prophecies was the way you put it in the book. I don't know if I got that right.
Medical prophecies.
Booster. Is it not booster? You said beware of negative medical.
Prophecies.
Yes.
Okay, from doctors. That was from an experience I had. When we went to the doctor we showed him the result, and when he saw it, he said, "Mr. and Mrs. Alabi, I've told you that it is not for you. It's not possible for you to get pregnant with this result." He said the only option is for you to go through the recommendation I'm giving you, which was IVF. And I told him that, okay, thank you. That we are going
well,
to...
Bumi, I really wish that we could talk more about this, because I know that there's a lot of people out there who really want to actually learn from this book. But you can actually grab a copy. It is Couples Waiting Room. It's not just for women, but for the couple. Bumi, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And hopefully next time we'll have you on so that we can talk real deep about this.
Yeah, thank you very much. God bless you.
All right, now let's see what's happening inside of the kitchen. Talk about what's happening in there.